Call this Altoona City Council special meeting to order Monday, December 27th. We'll now have a moment of silent prayer. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Linda, would you take the roll call, please?
Vice Mayor Butterbaugh.
Here.
Councilman Kashadi.
Here.
Councilman Carper is absent. Councilman Ickes.
Here.
Councilwoman Jordan is absent. Councilman Kelly.
Here.
Mayor Pacifico.
Here. Well, we don't have any public joining us, so we will move into the resolutions. Linda.
Item A is approving the collective bargaining agreement between the City of Altoona and AFSCME AFL-CIO District Council Number 83, Local 2188 Union for a 3-year period from January 1, 2022 through December 31st, 2024, and further authorizing the City Manager, Omar Strom, to execute all documents and the City Clerk to attest to same. Item B is approving the collective bargaining agreement between the City of Altoona and the Fraternal Order of Police, Mountain City Lodge Number 8, for a 4-year period from January 1, 2022 through December 31st, 2025, and further authorizing the City Manager, Omar Strom, to execute all documents and the City Clerk to attest to same. Item C is approving the City of Altoona's participation in the National Opioid Settlement and further authorizing the City Manager, Omar Strom, to execute all documents and the City Clerk to attest to same as needed. I'll call, if there isn't anything else right now, I will call the roll for a vote. Vice Mayor Butterbaugh.
Yes.
Councilman Kashadi.
Yes.
Councilman Carper is absent. Councilman Ickes.
Yes.
Councilwoman Jordan is absent. Councilman Kelly.
Yes.
Mayor Pacifico.
Yes.
And the vote passes 5-0.
All right, council discussion items on the special meeting agenda. Councilman Kelly, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, Mayor, thank you. Let me just say thank you for allowing me to join by phone so I could spend some time with my grandkids. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You bet. Thanks for being
All
here.
right.
Councilman Butterbaugh.
I'm just hoping Bruce is sugaring up those grandkids.
You are correct.
There you
Parents are gonna
go.
kill me.
Good job. Hope everybody had a nice Christmas.
Councilman Ickes.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Councilman Kashadi.
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, and I would just like to thank Omar for all the work that he's done throughout this collective bargaining process. So thank you, Omar. Great job.
Ditto.
Questions from the media now. Bill, do you have any? No. Oh, okay.
Matt, I thought you had your last meeting. So. I thought I did too. Just out of curiosity, why did you guys have this meeting as opposed to doing it on after the beginning of the next year?
Well, we had the opioid settlement to approve. That had to be done by January 2nd. So we had these bargaining agreements also queued up, ready to go. So we just included those in this agenda as well.
Right. Okay. Regarding the opioid settlement, maybe Tom is the one to answer this. What does that involve?
Well, as you might expect, it's rather, I don't know if convoluted is the right word, but it's pretty significant because you have multiple states through multiple attorney generals. On the local level, basically what you're going to see is it's going to be administered predominantly on a county basis.
Mm-hmm.
The settlement agreement basically creates various districts throughout the state with contemporaneous counties. For our group, it's Bedford, Blair, Cambria, Fayette, Greene, Indiana, Lawrence, Somerset, Washington, Westmoreland. I believe Butler might be in there too. But and there's mechanisms by which the the funds are to be distributed, administered in a very general sense. There for to be utilized for means to mitigate the effects of the opioid epidemic, which has hit many communities, including Altoona, quite hard. The settlement agreement outlines the specifics as far as what the money can be used for, but a lot of it it's geared towards treatment. It's geared towards training. Public servants, public employees, is dealing with opioid addicted individuals in a very general sense. So that's a very broad brush on a rather extensive situation. So.
Does the city of Altoona get a certain amount of money? Or-
And Matt, if you want to jump in at any point, but my understanding is pretty much ministered through on a countywide basis.
Yeah, the only way that Pennsylvania receives the maximum amount out of the settlement is if all 67 counties and every municipality agrees to sign on to be part of the settlement. So
You say every county and every municipality?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a formula in the settlement agreement, like what Matt was just alluding to, as far as because this how depends. It dictates exactly how much funds go to what sources, things of that nature, and it is based upon that participation he was just referencing.
Do you know how much Blair County is going to have control of?
I don't know.
And until it's determined exactly who all has signed on to this, who all is participating, you're not going to know, because you need to know what that final formula is.
So like the percentage of counties and the percentage of municipalities that sign on would basically prorate the amount that Pennsylvania
Well,
gets, something like?
Yeah, it factors in. I can't give you the exact, quote the exact mathematical formula they utilize, but that's how it's going to work. Yeah,
Do you know how much Pennsylvania could get maximum?
I do not.
That number is out there, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. And one of the other things, Bill, when you municipalities agree to sign on to this settlement, they're waiving their rights to go after drug manufacturers on their own. So I know the city of Philadelphia was pursuing their own separate lawsuit, and I don't know if they've decided to join in on the one with the rest of Pennsylvania, if they're still pursuing that on their own. So, that could affect what the state as a whole receives, if they decide to still go their own route.
Because I do know they had separate categories, and one of the categories, it was called litigating subdivisions, and it was basically those like political subdivisions that had initiated their own suits. If they were signing on to this, that I believe the number was 15% of the total funds would go into those litigating subdivisions. Kind of the idea being, well, if you were driving a train, we'll administer that separately. 70% of it is what's called county abatement, and that's going to be where Blair County and any participating municipalities in Blair County are going to fall in there. At least I should say, I'm not aware of any other municipality or political subdivision in Blair County that filed their own separate suit. And assuming they didn't, that's where they're going to be.
Is this the suit against the Sackler family?
It's against the opioid manufacturers and distributors. This stems from the litigation that was brought by the attorneys generals of multiple states.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would council like to say anything about the contracts?
Two down, one to go.
I think we would like to say thank you and, to AFSCME and the FOP for working with the city of Altoona.
This is the first contract that is post, Act 5, Act 47. I'm forgetting that, actually. And so there's unions, I guess, maybe had some thoughts that there was some making up to do. And would anybody like to say anything about that and how that might have influenced the contracts? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I thought everybody dealt in good faith.
And one final question, I mean, maybe you don't want to answer it either. Do you see any serious effect on city finances because of these contracts over the next, several years?
I don't see them being material.
I mean, no serious deleterious effects on city, is that what you mean?
If you're insinuating that this is going to break the bank and throw the city back into Act 47, the answer to that would be no.
Okay, it's kind of that. I mean, not so many words, but. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it, Bill?
That's all.
The meeting is adjourned.